So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Engineering Talks, the podcast for young engineers, freshers, and those who want to grow into leaders in the engineering world. I'm your host, Omkar, a young engineer myself, just starting out in project engineering. And today is honestly icing on the cake for me because I get to learn directly from someone whose path many of us look up to. Our guest is Harshal Thakar, lead process engineer at L&T Technology Services with 14 plus years of experience in pilot plants, process development, technology transfer, and project coordination. He is NEBOSH PSM certified and has delivered projects for global companies like Bayer AG, blending technical depth with disciplined delivery. As Harshal says, good project engineering is the bridge between a great idea and a working plant. Harshal, welcome to Engineering Talks.
Hey man, thanks. Good evening, first of all, and appreciate you for this wonderful startup. I call it as a startup. It's a very good start because we see that many like celebrities are coming for podcast and all. But this is something where a chemical engineer is sharing his experience, his or her experience throughout his journey. It's very good. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
inviting me.
thank you. Uh, the thing I have told that was all your LinkedIn told us about you, and I request you to take your time and tell us more about you, what your LinkedIn hasn't told us. We will jump to questions soon up, but first, Harshal, one of 1.5 decade of experience, not a small thing. Tell us about it. Tell us about the initial years of your career. Who was Harshal back then? Did he used to run in the plant with PNIDs? Did he face any failures? How did he manage shifts in thought process? Tell us about journey from Harshal as an officer in Zydus Cadila to the Harshal who is now leading process engineering department for L&T Technology Services. After that, we will jump to questions.
Okay. So well, you have like stated regarding the two jobs. So first, that was my first job, officer in Jairus Kerala, and now I am here in Electric Technology Services. But see, I mean, the journey was awesome. Now I look back to my initial years of my career because I will tell you what is not mentioned in my profile. So I have chosen chemical engineering because I was getting admission into that only
Chemical
because
engineering, yes.
chemical engineering because my me and my father at that time we were at LD Engineering College where like you need to select a seat basically. At that time it was not online. Went there and he saw that because the people who are sitting there, na, they are just they are telling you that okay, these two seats are there in LD, three seats are there in Visnagar Engineering College. Because I was not thinking about IIT and all. Na. I know how
Yeah.
much percentage I. So and and then one seat was there in Dhansi Desai University. One seat, only one seat was available. I asked my father what to choose. Told me that one seat of DDIT because it is like only 50 kilometers away from your house. Good, select it. So it is like nothing like I was interested in like IT or computer or something like that. I was liking to play game first of all, but not I didn't have any idea. So it is like that. Then I completed my BTech in 2011 with so many hurdles. I tell you because at one day when because there were some internals examinations in DDI. If I tell you the format, so there are three internals and then one final examination of like each semester.
Yeah.
So one of the internal, I got only like 6 to 7 marks out of like 36. So then I told my friend, my best friend that I have chosen the wrong way. Yeah. I mean, you guys are rocking here. I got only 6 marks. I mean, I will not able to progress in this branch, chemical engineering. And then so this kind of hurdles. And then when I started my journey in Zydus Cadillac, so on the first day, so I was getting 12,000 per month salary, and on the very first day, when like induction was started, so the HR like went through all the departments and all, nice buildings, admin, and sir, would you like to have some tea or coffee, something like that. So I thought that it's the best journey, man. This is the right path. But right after 1 week, my one of the I would say like a senior person told me that, so are you coming na tomorrow night? Why tomorrow night, man? Told me that tomorrow you have a night shift. I mean, your night shift is started by tomorrow. I thought, oh, night shift. So it is like that, and then I mean, because initial that 2 to 3 years I have like I was in the shifts basically. Though I was a process engineering, I was in process engineering and technology transfer department, but I was in shifts. So basically, I need to go with some registers, like bed sheet. I need to go with the PNIDs, PFDs, material balance. Then I need to observe, need to note down the observations, like as to the critical process parameters and all. So, but I mean, can I share you one incident because it
Yes.
is just coming on. So, like I was, in one of the seats, I was in second seat, and I was observing one. Uh, I think one bed charging was planned. So I was standing there, with the operators and all chemists and those people. So like then I was waiting that okay, it's a 4 o'clock, it's a bed starting time, but it was not started. My boss called me that have the bed is start. I told him no, sir. I mean they are just doing some pre-checks and all. It will take time. He told me that just go through it. I mean when the batch will be started because it's a 4 o'clock. It's the time when your critical reaction will come in the night shift. It is not good at all. I told him, okay, sir, I will see that. After like 1 hour also, the batch was not started. So then I got a call from my boss. Now is it okay? Batch is started. I told him, no, sir. I mean, actually, there are some work is doing. There are some opening some manhole and like copper arrangement or something. Told me that, "Arey, what you guys are doing, man? You are chemical engineer. You have to go through it. What is happening?" Then I, went back to the operator. I asked him, "Sir, I really chat the bread, man. My boss is calling me. He told me that there are some problems. We need to open this and we don't have operator. One operator went for tea and all." Like, but it's so easy, na? I mean, you just open it and you chat the bed. He told me that it is not easy at all, man. You have to open the panel. You want to try? So, so he gave me some, that openers. I tried. It was difficult. It has not moved any. So it is like I thought, okay. I mean, let him do his work. So it is like that, So the journey now, as I look myself at that time, and I compare this thing with the, my present job. Now what I am doing, I am sitting on my desk. I have some engineers working for me. So I, like distribute my work, between them. But I think it was like it has taught me a lot. I mean, throughout my journey, it has taught me a lot.
Yeah. So I can relate. I was not directly into ships. I was in projects, but a lot of my friends, lot of my colleagues who were joined with me, they can relate it to very much, because shift job is a tougher job than the 9 to 5 job, because a lot of things can happen, and in night shift there are no seniors and you have to take decisions on your own. and that's where the leadership builds. Correct.
But I mean, don't reveal this. I mean, now it is okay to reveal. When I was in my night shift, na, the first day of night shift, I tell you
Hmm.
that I went at 12 o'clock, and then there was a tea time. So after tea, so it was like again like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the midnight. I was sleepy. So what I did, I went to admin, and then admin there are like sofas and all that. Like in admin,
Yeah.
there is one. Uh, I slept there. And morning, yeah, as usual, the shift bus timing was like, I mean, return to home timing was like 7 o'clock. Then I said in the bus and went home. At 9 or 9:30, I got a call from my my not my yeah my senior. Yes, sir. He told me that अरे यार मतलब तुम्हारे सब फोटोज और वगैरह आ गए तुम सो गए थे क्या एडमिन में तो तुमको कैसे पता तो सब फोटोज हो गए सिक्योरिटी वाले ने तुम्हारे फोटो खींच लिए और सब मेल आ गए कि भाई क्या कर रहे हैं तुम्हारे डिपार्टमेंट के लोग was like very amazed now but yeah this is something uh, it is very difficult but I'm sharing it no issue.
Yeah. Correct. So the first question, we will jump to first question. For a young engineer, what technical skills apart from the college syllabus should we focus upon during the initial years of process or project engineering?
Any young engineer comes to the industry so he has like now the engineers who are coming now they are like built in they have some like the technical capabilities they have some software knowledge as well they know how to run the simulation and all but the very first thing is that they are doing everything on now it's a co-pilot and all they are doing everything on co-pilot chat gpt on all something that like for example the pressure conversion okay it is like psi to bar to kg per centimeter square so something like that it should be on fingers why I'm sharing this because okay you are doing some backend job because you are sitting on the desk you are completing the project that's okay but when you are dealing with any client or vendor na, so you have to upfrontly you have to judge the scenario what is happening or you have
Yes.
to share your ideas as well at that time you cannot say that okay I mean let me check I will come back to you again this is okay when you are at general manager or AVP position or VP position. They can say. But any young engineer, after like 5 to 6 years, it is something a sense of responsibility that he has to answer upfront to any vendor or client. So this is like this is first, and the second thing is that uh, they should be capable not to not to run the work or something like that, but they have some idea. I'm not saying that they know each and every calculation or, but they must have idea of what the guideline or codes or standard is saying. Because they cannot say that I have an idea. Let's do like that. Let's run a pipe like that. It should be with the any standard or the backup should be there.
Yeah. So the second question is, what does right to first time execution mean to you, and how can engineers contribute to it? RTFT, we call it.
Mm-hmm. Right first time. Yes, it is very important. Uh, I was in Sign Labs Limited, Hyderabad. Where we, I mean, one very prestigious and important project was assigned. At that time, it is like one batch of worth rupees like more than 1 crore. So, you know, we were the engineers who are handling the projects and all. So, so I was doing the other project as well, and I was taking care of some part of that project. So what happened that due to some reason that project failed actually, in the plant. It didn't get the desired yield or quality. So I mean, if you don't know what is the cost, if you don't have any idea regarding that, you will think that okay, we'll take the next step. That's okay. I mean, failures can be there, but it is something like in industry, it should not be related. I mean, because you know, when you are taking a batch, na, you are consuming that material. So you take the cost of that material. You are taking batch in any plant. So till that time, 5 to 6 days or 10 day, 8 days, 10 days. So you are utilizing the resources of that plant. Okay, you are utilizing the vessels. You are utilizing the I mean the operators, executives, chemis, or like any managers of that plant because they have to take care of those things. Then the analysis part, when you are doing some analysis, so that resource is quality control, quality assurance, some safety people because they have to do some safety studies prior to that. So you are utilizing each and everything. And when something got failed, it is out of this thing that a vendor or a client who demands this material, he will call you on the date of like receipt that, oh, I require the 100 kg. Where is your 100 kg? So it is like a reputation is also there matters. So right first time is very important. You can take 2 days, you can take 4 days prior to any batch or any project, but you have to have some basis and you have the strong, uh, some bullet points that why this cannot be further taken, or this is taken with respect to some, we need to change some parameters. But you have to come up with the all basis. Without that, under pressure of anything, you don't have to go. It's a cost. It is cost is associated. So
Yeah.
right first time is like and at that moment, right first time I have taken very seriously, and I always in the induction or any this ice taking event, I always tell the engineers that always usually make a habit of right first time, not with your project, but each and everything of your life also.
Yeah. My next question is technology transfer involves ambiguity, uncertainty. How do you plan and de risk a transfer from a pilot plant to a production in the first 90 days or 120 days?
So like technology transfer is not a simple. Earlier, I thought because when I was in my earlier career, I thought that it's a very simple. You are taking you are taking 5 hours of time for this filtration. I will use 10 hours. I will map a batch with 10 hours. I plan. Uh, During one technology transfer product in laboratory, one I still remember one solvent we need to remove from the material from the reaction mass. So they are doing some distillation in the lab. So it was like 4 to 5 hours of distillation time, and then they are taking the transferring their batch for the filtration. So at that time, what happened during the technology transfer when we took that batch in the plant? So it is like from kg level to 50 kg. So we are doing distillation. After 4 hours of time, we have cross-checked the sample, was analyzed, and still there is that solvent is present. Again, we are doing distillation. So it was like the whole 2 shifts were taken into that distillation. Then uh, one uh, one R&D head came to that pilot plant. I was also there. He asked me that why is it taking too much time. So sir, it is taking time because solvent is not removed properly. So we have to further extend this distillation time. So that's okay. But what will you do in the plant time? This is 50 kg. And you take the 500 kg bag, what will you do? So we will increase the distillation time, na? 5 hours, na? We'll go with 50 hours, something like that. So he told me, man, you are an engineer. You have to map certain things. You have to study this thing properly. And it was like he told me where some of my operators or like they were around. I felt very bad actually on that day. So then, after some time, he guided me that you have to think like, can you add any other solvent? to do some azeotropic distillation or something like that. So think about that. Or you do add some solvent, or you separate the layers and then you remove that solvent. Something like that. You have to come up with the idea because see, we are expecting from. So this is something, this is one of the incident I shared with you. Technology transfer is very difficult, and where there are some critical reactions or operations are involved. Na, it is very difficult. And an engineer should have some checklist of each and every unit process and unit operation. Then what are the observations he has taken before going for any scale up?
Question is, how do you coordinate effectively with mechanical instrumentation, piping, civil, and other functions during project execution and project coordination?
So yeah, you are in the project, na? This is very important
Yeah.
because uh, it is like when I was given when I became a manager of I got the manager designation. I thought that I am the manager and I can do everything. So what I was doing at that time, I was throwing mails to each and every department. So piping, you have to do this job. Quality, you have to analyze this sample on this date, this time. And I was talking to mechanical that I require this modification in my plant. So and my project start date is like this date, X date, and on Y date I should be required. Okay, so you come up with this, finally your assessment and everything. I want this in my plan, and like after 2 days, no one moved from their place. I thought, yeah, I'm telling them, do you have to do, man? Why are you not doing? Then I told my boss that, sir, I mean, nothing is happening. He told me that, have you met them? So I told him, yeah, I met them, but no, I mean, there is no formal meeting. You have to do some formal meeting. And then I have scheduled one formal meeting. And it is something like, I have learned that you have to make some, good, I mean to say, a working relation with your each
Mm.
and every cross functional team. Then you can do your job smoothly. If you make a repo, I mean to say not friendly repo, tea time or coffee time, nothing like that. But when you are working with them, na, you have to make a repo with each and every cross functional team. That we have a shared goal. It's not like I am doing the project. You are also part of project. You also have to contribute. Then only your life will become easier. Otherwise, with some like formal things like okay, I have thrown the mail, I have put the reminders also, nothing will there. Nothing will move. As far as I know, in my experience, nothing will move.
I can relate.
Yeah. That's what I told you.
Yeah, because as you use the right word, the working repo is important, not in friendly way, but in a work way. That our common goal is the one, project execution is our goal, and if you connect with them on this, they will मतलब काम होता है ऐसी ऐसी चीजों से.
हाँ ऐसे और
So my
मैं
next,
लाइक मैं जैसे
yeah,
एक शेयर
continue.
करना चाहूंगा। अ, मैं एक कंपनी में था जहाँ पे ऐसा ही था कि जहाँ पे थोड़ा डील थोड़ा करना पड़ता था क्रॉस फंक्शनल टीम के साथ। आई हैव वाई माय फ्रेंड वाज आल्सो देयर एंड he's like his tactics were too good. What he do na, like he in the morning, like after go through his daily mails and all, put his tasks and reminders and all. So he like always you know go to each and every department. I mean to say, just it will take hardly half an hour, 45 minutes, na? And like let's say he is meeting the R&D person. So it is like he is very very good. तो वो क्या बोलता था कि सर कैसे हो आप, बढ़िया सर, हाँ सर आपका वो हो गया है अच्छी तरह से हमने मैप भी कर दिया है, आपको टाइम मिले तो बताना सर, मैं इधर आ जाऊंगा, देख लेंगे हम लोग। और बताओ सर क्या नया, क्या टेक्नोलॉजी क्या ला रहे हो, मतलब आप हमको भी बताओ सर, हमको भी करना है कुछ नया, करेंगे हम प्लांट में सर। तो इट इज लाइक दैट सो वो जो सामने भी था, R&D का जो हेड था, वो भी एक ये समझ रहा था कि what he is doing, he is asking the present scenario, he is asking for the futuristic project as well. तो ये समथिंग लाइक दैट। फिर वो चला गया जैसे क्यूसी में चला गया तो वहां पे पूछता था कि सर आपका तो बढ़िया सा क्या रिजल्ट दिया सर आपने, बढ़िया वो लास्ट पेज का आपने रिजल्ट दिया ना, बढ़िया दिया, मतलब हमारा तो हो गया सर, आगे भी मतलब आपका आएंगे और आपको लोड देने वाले हैं, तो समथिंग लाइक दैट, you have to make this thing. It is not like you you have to understand the other person. That is what is required.
Yes. So, how do you balance cost, safety, and performance during project decisions?
So this is very important question because cost, safety, and safety is always like people are considering that we have the existing na, we have the helmets and all ना, वो चल जाएगा भाई, उसमें क्या है, मतलब क्या कॉस्ट में डाल, then you say that in capex we are considering some amount. Okay, it is like post heads up, there are some recommendations after the safety studies, so you have to install some more instruments, and you have to put the cost on the control system as well. So it is like वो ठीक है, वो कैपेक्स में रखते हैं हम लोग, बट द थिंग इज दैट व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल सिनेरियो। मान लो कि जो आपने हेजॉप या सेफ्टी स्टडीज किया उसमें वो 5 का 10% हो गया, तो आप उसको कैसे करेंगे? आप ये तो नहीं सोचेंगे ना कि ओके वॉट एवर द रिकमेंडेशंस आर देयर, आई विल गो थ्रू ऑल द रिकमेंडेशंस, and whatever the new instruments are there, I will use it. Then you will get out of the project because you are not able to handle that project with that ease, because you are not considering the economic factors. You have to consider the costing factors as well. So usme na, like what is happening that in this way na, you have to play a smart way, because let's say you are taking one project, okay, where there are some costs involved with respect to the safety. Let's say you have to install one sensor, but your project start date, I mean your batch start date or your reaction start date is tomorrow. What will you do? In one day you cannot do anything. So it is like smartly you have to play, and whoever given these recommendations, whoever whichever department is involved in this, you have to meet those people, and you have to you have to schedule a formal meeting, and you have to explain them that okay boss, this is something we are charging batch tomorrow, and we have a recommendation of this critical sensor we have to install, but this we got the recommendation yesterday only. So it is like uh, see, it is like it is also ethical that you have to use that sensor because it's a critical reaction, critical solvent is involved. And at the same time, if you are waiting for that sensor, it will take around 1 month because that sensor is coming. It is a very critical sensor coming from Europe, something like that. Assume. What will you do? You cannot charge the bed after 1 month. Na? So it is like you have to play a smart. You have to involve lots of people. I mean, you have to use their experience. Then only it will happen. Something can be suggested by them like, okay, if sensor is not there, you have some other mitigation procedures. Use it, something like that.
And in projects, there are multiple layers of protection, not the sensor one, because you can convince them that there are multiple levels of other protections are there also, and we will install sensor after the delivery.
Yes, yes, you're
Yes, we
right.
have to meet at what we can. We have to meet at center. You cannot be too right or too left on that.
Because when a company is making such products, so they are involving lots of crores in there. So
Yes,
for this thing, you say that no, sir, I require this time. I need to use this. Think about the company CEO, what he is thinking. Yeah, then this is your poor execution of project, man. You are coming up at last
yes,
hour, so it's your poor execution. So it is like that. Yeah.
yes. So that was all technical questions. We will move more questions to the growth related, or young engineers can take up to that. So, what mistakes you often see young engineers make in the start of their career?
So I personally see that the new engineers who are coming, na, you cannot change their certain behavior because see they are the Gen Z people, they are the young people. So and now like my generation, I'm not like that much old generation, but let's say before 15 years, 14, 15 years also, whoever engineers are there like me, it is like when his or her boss tell to them that you have to stay up to 7 o'clock, okay, today evening you have to complete this thing. So it is like we have to follow that because we are from that generation who are recognizing this priority of her or his boss. And but now the generation shift is there. I have definitely observed this thing. Uh, they are like, okay, we will stay, but okay, we need some facility. We need to go home, and we require this thing. That is also their points are also okay. But the thing is that they have to use their time properly. Okay, the young engineers who are coming now nowadays, they are more interested in very fast growth. You can say it is also good because they are doing it. But the thing is that they have to see from the all the angles. For example, when any industrial visit is there, na, let's say that young any engineer who is taking care of a project, there is one industrial visit is planned. When there is one industrial visit is planned, na, he has to go with all his idea, all his bullet points, checklist, everything. That he has to observe these things in the plant. When he come back, he has to assess those points and use those points, use his experience of that industrial visit into his, like design engineering. Or, but the thing is that it is not, to, it is to be taken as a serious thing because it will not affect now. Because when we search for any engineer, all are Gen Z, all are new age engineers. You will not get the old age engineer now. And at the same time, when you ask me that what the things to be taken care by any young engineer, so at the same time, I would request to all, my age leaders
Your
or
generation.
who are there, my generation leaders, that they will not change. I mean, see, you have to you have to consider those engineers in such a way that the behavioral change will be not expected from them. It is very difficult. See, I have my daughter. So my daughter always usually you know uh, say every day that you have to bring this, you have to bring that, and then only I will do homework. What should I say? I cannot use the
Argue.
tactics which my parents has used to me. So it is like both way. I'm
Yes.
saying I'm I'm us I'm requesting to my age engineers or as well as I'm requesting to your generation engineer as well. It is something like we have to make a bridge.
Yes. So, next question. What are the things that separates an engineer from a leader?
My my one of the boss had told me when I was in my job. I will not take a name or any industry name. You will come to know.
Yes.
So at there was one critical two reactions are going on at the same time, but the plant was different. One plant is here, the other plant is like 500 meters away, some other plant. What he told me that Ashal, you go there, I'm taking care here, okay? You go there, you observe, and it's very critical, I will take care of all this. So he told me that okay sir, I will go. And I went there. After like half day, after lunch, there was one meeting is planned, okay, with the all cross-functional team. I was also part of that team, that meeting. I went there and the person who is handling this whole thing, na, like project manager, he asked me that, okay, what is happening in this reaction? What is happening in that reaction? So I told him, okay, sir, let me tell you. So I have told him that these are the things, are bullet points, whatever things is happening in that reaction, which I observed, and the reaction which I have not observed, but my boss was there. So I told him, sir, this reaction has been observed by my boss. He will say. So my boss told me that, "Arey, what are you saying, man? You have to observe, man. You are asking me to observe this thing. You don't have any. No, this is a very bad attitude, man. What you are doing?" I was like in front of all people. I was surprised. Sir, you only told me, na, you go there. I will take care of here, each and everything. So uh, this is something, and this has become my learning. This has become my learning. Uh, so what is happening during this time, during the young age where you are observing these things, you have to use these things as they are learning. After that, you have to play a smart game. So whenever this kind of decisions are there from your boss or from your immediate supervisor, uh, you have to tell them that okay, sir, I am observing, but I will not able to observe here because you see it's a 500 meter away. I will be there, and what to do, man? I cannot come back again and again. So, sir, can you tell me what are the critical time where I should come here from there, and to observe this thing? Sir, this kind of support is required from you, sir. You tell me what to do. So, you are understanding what I'm saying. So, this is
Yes.
very important. This is very important. And when you deal with this, na, you will grow like anything.
Yeah. Taking review is important because whatever you were told about asking the boss or what who was looking at that plant 500-meter away, but taking the common points in your taking your points from that plant would get you an idea of what is happening here and there. So the next time it will be easier for you.
And next time it will be easier for you.
Yeah. What today's Harshal Thakar would tell to a 25-year-old Harshal Thakar about job, about growth, about life. What would you suggest your 25-year-old self?
I would say that I will tell my younger version of Harshal Thakar that, hey, you made a mistake, man. You have made a lot of mistakes. You have not, you know. So the thing is that you have to learn one small thing every day. If you are keeping that thing in your mind, like one small learning. Let's say you don't know Bernoulli's equation. Tomorrow, just remember that Bernoulli's equation. Don't think like, oh, I studied there in my no chemical engineering in my college. I don't remember. That's okay. It can be there. Nothing like you have to remember each and everything. But just learn small thing each and every day. What I mean, see, what mistakes I made in my that part of my career is something like some of the days I have wasted. It's just like I'm going to job, I'm coming back. It was very easy because some of my friends were there, and there was a group. They're going to canteen. They're just uh, having some snacks and all. Coming back, and we are seeing that okay, it's 4 o'clock. Only 1 hour to go, something like that. But okay, only one habit that anything that I can change in that version of Harshal Thakur, that you have to learn one small thing each and every day. Take a paper, take a pen, or take a small diary. Just note it down, whatever the observations are there. Remember it for a day and repeat this every day.
Yes. So you have WordPress blog. When was it started and what motivation was behind it?
Sorry?
What you have a WordPress blog. When was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
started? And what was the motivation behind it?
uh, so let me tell you that when you study, na, when you see, let's assume that you have an interview tomorrow, okay? And you want to now chat GPT is there. So, but let's say that you have some. let's say boiling point. What is boiling point? So you will, when you search on the Google, na, it will say only one definition. You
Yes.
will try to memorize that definition. Any definition you can take. So what is a pump? What is NPSH? So it is like only one definition is there, and there are some calculation and all. But have you tried to understand that thing? I mean, in a practical scenario. So my thought process was like, when you relate any practicality, na, uh, yeah, your learning and all, it will become more easier for any person to understand that. So, for example, uh, have you like empty out any that oil container into your small thing? Usually in the kitchen, you are using oil, na? So
Yes.
when that oil container is there, so when you empty out that thing, some of the oil can drain on the floor also. But when you reverse it, that container, when you reverse it, and then you can, when you try to unload that oil into that small this thing, no drain was there. So it is like, you have to use your fundas and all, and that was my motivation, that any engineer who is reading or studying in this kind of starting age, he has to understand from the practicality. When we say that the entropy, when we take out the names like Gibbs free energy, but what is Gibbs free energy then? Okay, you know the definition, but what is there in the practicality? Have you used that? What is entropy? Have you used that? You can say that no, I have used only delta H equal to MCP delta T. I have not used the delta G. I have not used delta S. But there are some applications when you
Yes.
study those reactions properly. There are the definitions, or there are the some application for the data as also. So it is like my motivation behind that is like, it is something for the engineers, entry level engineers who has to understand these things from the front.
I have read about noble gas, and I like the way you have explained it.
Yeah, they are the noble noble people.
Yeah, they are the noble one, and they can be ionized and use as a helium. बाकी जो बोलते हैं हम लोग, they can be used. So my next question is, what do you believe the future expects from the next generation of engineers, or from our generation of engineers?
ये ये ना ये क्वेश्चन जो आपने पूछा ना, मैं आपको बताऊं, अभी एआई आ गया है, राइट? नाउ इट्स एआई एज, यू हैव जेन
Yes.
एआई, agentic AI. In the coming, it will be, like the practicality, agentic AI is already there. Now, when any pump design is given to, for example, let's design a centrifugal pump for this, like you have the two, one vessel is there. From that one pump, you have one pump. You have to design that pump because I need to deliver this in 5 minutes, this material to that reactor or that vessel. Design a pump. So conventionally, what you do? You use all the parameters and all. You measure the distance, elevation, length, the fittings and all. You see that each and every valve, how much pressure drop is there. But the thing is, when you capture this thing and put it on Copilot or this thing,
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, in 10 seconds, it will design a pump.
It will give you the answer. Yes.
In 10 seconds, okay. This is regarding the pump. You can put each and everything into the ChatGPT or AI. So my here the question is, uh, what will you do when your jobs will be taken care by AI? What will you do?
Yes.
You don't have nothing. What is the specialization you have? Because any company can design. No? It is something like not to banish all engineers, but the thing is that in spite of 10 engineers, only one or two engineers will cater the requirement. Because each and everything is happening from ChatGPT or AI. What will you do? Because I told you one example, na. पंप डिजाइन करोगे, उसमें डेटा डालोगे, कितना एलिवेशन यहाँ पर है, कितना इधर है, कितना इन बिटवीन सक्शन लाइन में 3 बॉल वाले है, इसमें यहाँ एनआरवी है, यहाँ पे प्रेशर गेज है, यहाँ पे ये वो है, आप डालो उसमें, इट विल डिजाइन योर पंप. because we
Yes.
are also using in all. They will design the pump. और आपकी जॉब तो गई क्योंकि आप नहीं चाहिए मुझे। आप करो फिर आप एएफटी पैथम में करो, आप एक्सेल में करो, 2 दिन आप पंप डिजाइन करोगे फिर भी अरे यार ये तो मिस्टेक हो गई। उसका आईएएस ने चेक किया, अरे तुमने ये तो कंसीडर ही नहीं किया, करो भाई 2 दिन हो गए, अब तो देना है। So it is
No.
like
My,
for the futuristic way, something we have to find that is something like not no AI or not Chat GPT can tell you perfectly. That is the thing we have to find.
yes. My viewpoint is AI cannot directly replace you, but it will replace those who cannot use it properly. It will replace those who cannot use it properly, because at the time of computers were there, people are saying computers will finish the jobs, but it finished those who haven't get used to computers. I guess AI will have a huge impact more than computers, but it will replace those who are not able to use it properly. So
Certainly
and
yes, because अभी तुम देखो कि
yes
like
sir.
time uh, let's compare two person, one person same age, same experience. One person doesn't have idea about any software, let's say SPN or any software, and the other person same experience, same field, but he knows everything. So what the company will prefer? Obviously, whoever knows the softwares and all. Na? So it is something like
Yes,
related to.
experience is important, but first experience, then whatever comes with it, it just add on values to the organization. So that's it from my side. The question ends here, and with that we are at the end of this episode. So first of all, Harshal, thank you. That was incredibly practical and inspiring, your journey. To recap for our listeners, first we have to focus on principles and build habits that accelerates learning. uh, More, we have to sharpen our soft skills. Then we have to make visible ourselves in teams. We have to build rapport with other persons, and we have to seek project that expose exposure. Even if my role is not directly into the project, I have to find what way I can help the project team. And one final thought for everyone listening: engineering leadership is nothing fancy, but built on disciplined fundamentals, relentless learning, and the courage to take responsibility for making things work. Because things can go wrong, and things go wrong all the time. And it is ours or engineers' duty to make it right. And once we do that, engineer can become a leader. So, Harshal, thank you again for sharing your experience and advices. To our audience, try one thing from today's episode this week and see how it changes your approach to your career. That's it from my side, and this episode ends here. Until next time, where we will continue to bring value to all of you. Adios, and at the end of the day, I wish you peace. Thank you all.